So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to begin this video by taking you back to 2013. What a great time that was, folks. I would give anything to be back in that year. That, of course, is the year that Grand Theft Auto 5 was released. Did you know on its first day, it made $800 million? Within 3 days, it made $1 billion, which caused Hollywood to scratch their heads. So keep scratching your head, Hollywood, because you just cannot compete with video games. Now, the purpose of this video today, folks, is basically this. 11 days ago, Ubisoft declared that 3 million people are playing their game Assassin's Creed Shadows. But you know, and I know, that if you're playing the game, it doesn't necessarily mean you bought it. You might have got it through a friend. You might have got a free download code. So come on, Ubisoft, just come a little bit closer, because we know what a big pair of tits you all are, and you know for a fact that people playing and people buying the video game are two totally different ideas. And of course, folks, you've seen the title of this video already, so you know what's going down, bros. And I'm just waiting to see if my prediction actually comes true, because if it does, oh my god, what am I gonna do?
Everybody, this is Nico Bellic. Stay tuned and stay affected.
Yes, hallelujah, it's the video show. And now, the man the BBC calls
Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog.
Now, if I were you, Ubisoft, I would be bricking my pants right about now, because I'm looking at the Steam DB charts. Where it says trending titles, you are not even scraping below even Helldivers 2. You're probably further afield down this list, which is pretty shocking. Good to see Enzo is still holding its number 2, although there's a lot of backlash about that game at the moment as well. Assassin's Creed, if you want those current player counts, it is 29,963. Concurrent all-time peak, 64,825. It is not going to surpass 65,000 at this stage. No way, it's not going to happen. And when you look at the social media for Assassin's Creed, on the 27th of March, what did Ubisoft declare? 3 million players right now, and it hasn't gone up since then. And I want to draw your attention to this, folks. In fact, I'm going to take myself off the camera for this one, because I don't want my butt ugly face getting in the way of absolute, well, incredulity. Assassin's Creed Shadows needs to sell around 7 million copies to break even. Now, of course, when they talk about the cost of the game, initially 250 million to develop, but then of course delays since 2020 meant, and including marketing, that cost has probably risen to, I would even say at this stage, $400 million plus, not even what's quoted in this article right here. Now, if you're the person that's a real sucker for collectibles and you decide to buy the $130 version of AC Shadows, then you're in that niche. You're in that minority of people. We're not talking Gears of War 2 collectible, or even Gears of War 3, which for me is the best collectible that they had at the time. It's nowhere near those figures. But if you're the same person that might want to veer for the standard $70 version, this game has to sell over 5 million copies just to break even. It's worth noting here that Steam and PlayStation take 30% of the sale. Add 30% to the total of the games needed to be sold, just multiply by 1.3. They have to sell, on the best case scenario, around 4 million copies. Worst case scenario, around 7,428,572 copies. That's some math, holy shit. So roughly speaking, if you multiply $70 by 5 million, you get $350 million. And this game, its initial budget was $250 million. but it's got to do a lot more than that just to actually exceed $400 million, which I don't think at this stage it will actually do. So the purpose of this video, folks, is basically this. And by the way, I've got a prediction, a hot tip coming in right now. Thank you, Miss Hatchet, for these great results. And I bet when you heard the name Miss Hatchet, you probably thought she looked like an old hag. Well, guess again. Drum roll, ladies and gentlemen. Drums, please. Now, on the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, folks. I know I keep saying that, but I've got to reiterate this in case my prediction actually comes true. AC Shadows, there's going to be a massive tweet from Ubisoft declaring that Assassin's Creed Shadows has sold over 5 million copies in 11 days, right from the 20th of March of its release date. And later there'll be sales figures projected, or it might be within the same tweet actually, that will state they have thus far exceeded $300 million. And I cannot wait for the Wall Street Journal to also publish figures that might back these claims up from Ubisoft, or they're still looking for confirmation. Or, if I'm correct, if this video turns out to be absolutely spot on, I nail it on the head. Good grief. I mean, come on. Who would have guessed that Ubisoft would have chosen to release this game, AC Shadows, on the 20th of March to coincide with these sarin gas attacks in Japan, which occurred in 1995. So I'm not going to put it past them that they're going to release the results tomorrow. Stay tuned, folks. And it would not surprise me at all, even Tencent and Ubisoft were cooking the numbers behind the scenes to try to make it a profitably viable product. But at the end of the day, folks, I think AC Shadows, the actual profit will be very similar to the woeful disaster that is Disney's Snow White.
Snow White, starring Rachel Ziegler as the eponymous princess and Gal Gadot as the evil queen, has generated $66.8 million domestically and $143.1 million worldwide to date.
And on that one, folks, if you were me and if I were you, you should definitely return for the next video.
Topped $800 million. That's one night, easily blowing away all expectations, and is now on its way to taking over the world's highest grossing entertainment vehicle ever. Bigger than movies, sporting events, and concerts.
It's going to be good. Okay? We're going to get there and explain that I've been there as a